fell in love with the video of Shiloh. Bro, that girl is bad!
Yeah, it brings a tear to the eye.
Shiloh Jolie Pitt's upbringing has been a roller coaster of public attention, from her early appearances on red carpets to managing the pressures of growing up in a famous family. Even though she's just 17 years old, she's already been through a tornado of life-altering events that have molded her into an extraordinary young lady. However, her life has just taken an unexpected turn with the disclosure that her father, Brad Pitt, has removed her name from his $300 million wealth. A lot of people are confused about what this choice implies for Shiloh's future because it was so unexpected. Come along as we delve into Shiloh Pitt's past, the events that have shaped her, and the recent confessions that reveal how she's handling this continuing turmoil. Take a look at the Pitt-Jolie family's history before we get into the most recent reports about Shiloh Jolie Pitt. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt were once the A-listers in Hollywood. They first crossed paths in 2003 on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Both of their private lives were in a state of flux at the time. Jennifer Aniston was Brad's wife, and Angelina was a single mother with a young child of her own. Their chemistry shone through despite the circumstances. In retrospect, Angelina says that the two began their relationship more as close friends than lovers. They developed a strong bond and loved working together. Their friendship defied Hollywood norms by developing into something more substantial over time. They hit it off and went on to have a lovely family. The Marceline twins, along with Maddox, Pax, Zahara, and Shiloh, as well as Maddox, Pax, Zahara, and Brad, were adopted by Angelina and Brad. The unique experiences and perspectives of each kid made their family life more interesting and vibrant. Love, acceptance, and power were the public personas they projected as a unit, having a family. It was in 2005 that Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston, the American darling, decided to call it quits. Although their divorce was well publicized, Brad saw it as an opportunity for a new beginning. With the help of Angelina Jolie, he dived deeply into parenthood and created a lovely mixed family. In 2002, they began their journey into motherhood when they adopted Maddox Sivan from Cambodia. Zahara Marley, an Ethiopian, became a crew member 3 years later. Brad went to great lengths to formally adopt them both. Then, in 2006, their first biological child, Shiloh Nouvelle, arrived, and it was the greatest delight of their lives. There was genuine joy as the family expanded. Pax Tien joined the family in 2007 after being adopted from Vietnam. The 2008 arrival of twins Vivian and Knox Leon Marceline completed their elite team and made things much bigger. Angelina never stopped gushing about the benefits to their family and their children of their large, multi-ethnic family. They worked hard to provide a safe and nurturing home for their children, despite the fact that Hollywood is a chaotic place. The choice of the name Shiloh, which means peaceful one, revealed their intentions right away, to create a sanctuary of tranquility in the middle of the hectic Hollywood scene. Their closeness appeared to become stronger as the family grew larger. The Jolie Pitt family was officially formed in 2006, when Maddox and Zahara had their last names legally changed to Jolie Pitt. No one cared about adoption or biological children. Everyone was pulling in the same direction. It looked like Brad and Angelina were handling the challenge of raising a whole village of kids with ease. Even more so, Angelina said in an interview with Vogue from 2023 that her children were her salvation and the reason her life had such a dramatic improvement. They served as her foundation and purpose. Then what transpired? What caused things to go wrong? As far as Brad's finances are concerned, why is Shiloh no longer considered? Keep an eye out for the update. Who are the Jolie Pitt? The Jolie Pitt family exemplifies extraordinary kindness, strength, and commitment to make a difference in the world. Everyone in the family has an interesting tale to tell, from their varied origins to the common goal of helping others. The eldest sibling, Maddox Sivan Jolie Pitt, came into this world in 2001 in Cambodia. He became a strong-willed and kind young man throughout his time spent as an orphan. It was his mother's film on the Cambodian genocide that Maddox became an executive producer on, despite his young, since he was interested in humanitarian work and cinema. The fact that he has accomplished so much at such a young age is indicative of his character. After Angelina Jolie saw Zahara Marley Jolie Pitt's need for care while visiting an orphanage in 2005 in Ethiopia, she became a part of the Jolie family. Her Zahara collection jewelry business is proof that she has blossomed into an extraordinary young woman with a strong desire to help others. Her recent pledge to Spelman College's Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority is just one more example of her selfless spirit and her determination to make a positive impact on the world. In 2006, the Jolie Pitt family welcomed their first biological child, Shiloh Nouvel Jolie, to the world in Namibia. She has developed into a fascinating person with a vibrant personality and a gift for expressing herself. Shiloh has been involved in humanitarian work since she was a little girl, and she and Angelina Jolie have a strong relationship. She has joined her mother on several travels, demonstrating their shared desire to make a difference in the world. The story of Pax Tien Jolie Pitt is one of strength and change. He went from a life of confinement in an orphanage to a life of opportunity and freedom when he was adopted from Vietnam in 2007 by the Jolie Pitt family. The fact that he has adjusted so well to his new surroundings is evidence of his fortitude and perseverance. Since their birth in 2008, the world has also been captivated by Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's youngest children, twins Vivian Marceline and Knox Leon. Vivian had an innate gift and magnetic personality that made her stand out even at an early age. She further cemented her position in the entertainment business with her on-screen debut in Maleficent, and her abilities have continued to amaze. Working on the Broadway production of The Outsiders with her mother, Angelina Jolie, is Vivian's most recent undertaking. This partnership exemplifies Vivian's commitment and enthusiasm for the arts. It's no secret that the Jolie Pitt family is incredibly talented, and Vivian is definitely leaving her imprint. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt have always put their children's needs first, creating a safe space where they may discover who they are as individuals, regardless of their popularity. Vivian is just one of many children who have been able to forge their own unique path thanks to this method. She is having a tough time balancing being a public figure kid with being authentic to who she is and what she believes in, but her family is there to help her. Shiloh Jolie Pitt is here. When Shiloh Jolie Pitt was born in 2006, she was welcomed into this world by her famous parents, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, who were simply her parents. She was immediately at home with the bustling family that included Maddox, Zahara, Pax, and the twins, Knox and Vivian. Despite Jolie's reservations about parenting stemming from her personal background, the actress recently told Time magazine that she felt completely at ease being a mother. The true test, she pointed out, was making sure everything went off without a hitch. Honesty, not perfection, was the aim. Even if it meant falling short at times, Jolie fought for creating a space where kids could follow their dreams. She thought this would foster an environment where both parents and children could develop personally. Despite being called a little honey by her parents, Shiloh had a lively and unique personality from an early age. While jokingly forecasting a naughty streak, Angelina even caught a glimpse of herself in Shiloh. Like many other parents, Brad Pitt was overjoyed to see their daughter flourish and shared the hope that each of their children will find their unique calling in life. A flurry of activity ensued when Shiloh was born in Namibia, as local authorities were both honored and overjoyed. If Shiloh's parents applied for citizenship in Namibia, she may also apply, according to the legislation. Even as a little girl, Shiloh was already famous. Shiloh was immortalized in wax at the world-renowned Madame Tussauds Wax Museum in New York City at the tender age of 2 months. As a symbol of their love and happiness for their new daughter, the wax sculpture showed her parents standing proudly beside her cradle. It was a reflection of the exceptional circumstances under which Shiloh was born, enveloped in adulation and renown from the start. But Shiloh has started to make her own path in life, far from her famous family. There are commonalities in Shiloh's life that apply to everyone's path. even if she grew up in the spotlight. Despite her advantage, she is still dealing with the intricacies of coming of age, and themes of family, identity, and development reverberate throughout her existence. Shiloh's adventures in Hollywood. In 2008, the world was introduced to a young Shiloh Jolie Pitt as she made her Hollywood debut in the critically acclaimed film The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Her on-screen debut as a baby captivated both audiences and industry insiders, paving the way for what many expected to be a varied and promising career in entertainment. It became clear, though, that Shiloh was not enthusiastic about joining her parents' movie character as she grew older. Even though Shiloh was given the role of young Aurora in her mother's film Maleficent, she decided to go for something else. When asked if she would be interested in playing Aurora, Shiloh shrugged it off and said she would rather play a horned monster. Shiloh gave her voice to Shuai Shuai in the 2016 animated movie Kung Fu Panda 3, but in the end, her sister Vivian played the part. It's obvious that Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie did not want to limit or romanticize their children's involvement in the film business. For Jolie, it was important that her children pursue interests outside of acting, and she knew that Shiloh would follow in her footsteps. Following in her mother's footsteps, Shiloh has become quite the style icon in her own right. It was on full display at the 2021 London premiere of Eternals, when she sported a striking black-and-white patterned Dior outfit that harkened back to Jolie's signature style. Allowing children to express themselves and create their own distinct style is important, and the actress has publicly backed Shiloh's fashion choices. Shiloh hasn't come out and said she loves dancing, but she has been spotted at a Los Angeles elite dance studio, so it's possible she does. She is obviously trying new things in her quest to discover who she is and what she loves. Brad Pitt's admission that he isn't very good at dancing, but that he enjoys it, demonstrates the increasing significance of dance in his life. Contrarily, Shiloh is an expert when it comes to the red carpet. By now, she's virtually Angelina's +1, attending premieres with her for films like Unbroken and Maleficent. Recall how Shiloh and her siblings completely stole the stage at the Unbroken premiere when Angelina wasn't feeling well? Talk about a powerful family front. But there is more to Shiloh than meets the eye. She has also accompanied her parents on several very significant excursions. She accompanied them on a 2018 UNHCR mission to a Jordanian refugee camp, where she showed empathy and solidarity with those displaced by war. Angelina has always spoken about the positive effects these journeys have had on their family, sharing touching anecdotes from their travels all over the world, from Cambodia to Ethiopia. However, Shiloh isn't only accompanying for the sake of the photographs. She interacts with people of all backgrounds as part of these humanitarian endeavors. She clearly wants to make a positive impact and has a generous spirit. Separation of the Brangelinas. Unfortunately, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's romance didn't endure long. On September 19, 2016, a mere 2 years after their marriage, Jolie filed for a divorce from Pitt, stating that they had irreconcilable differences. That means they have 6 children, correct? All this mayhem has engulfed those innocent children too. Their parents have been embroiled in court fights, and all they want is for them to cease and find a way to make things work. We can't say that we blame them, to be honest, because no child enjoys watching their parents argue. Jolie and Pitt have been embroiled in a full-scale custody dispute since the court pronounced them legally single in 2019. Brad is seeking shared custody, but Angelina appears to have other demands. The whispers that she was out for vengeance should also be remembered. Some of the children are reaching an age where they can participate in this decision-making process as they grow up. So, you want to know something? It appears like the majority of them are supporting their dad. The only thing they want is for everything to calm down and for everyone to go on. There is a financial burden in addition to the emotional toll that this is putting on the family. The parties involved have been spending like there's no tomorrow on legal bills. Absolutely ridiculous. At long last, they worked out a temporary custody arrangement that included treatment for both parties, and in Brad's case, even agreed to random drug and alcohol testing. However, that was obviously not the final chapter. The conflict persisted because Brad desired additional time with the children. But here's the thing. The youth are making their voices heard. Their parents should just settle it and provide stability. They're sick of this back and forth. Brad Pitt's ex-wife Angelina Jolie accused of using their children against him. The legal dispute continues and fresh claims have surfaced online, implying that Angelina may have tried to dissuade her children from visiting their father. Former Angelina employee Tony Webb, 2020, who owns a security firm, provided a statement to Brad's attorney. In her custody dispute with Brad, he asserts that Angelina's team attempted to convince him to prevent two bodyguards from testifying. To top it all off, he's now employed by Brad, despite the fact that Angelina allegedly let him go. What a surprising turn of events. Whispers and controversies. While her divorce from Brad Pitt is still pending in court, Angelina Jolie has lately revealed a shocking fact. The already troubled relationship between the famous ex-couple takes on even more complication due to Pitt's enormous $300 million fortune. Jolie has made troubling claims against Pitt in court records. One of these claims occurred on a crucial trip in 2016, when she accused him of choking one of their daughters, aggressively shaking her and seizing her by the head. Claims like these have rocked the public and media, revealing previously unknown dark sides to their relationship. Worryingly, Jolie claims that Pitt poured beer on her and, even worse, wine and beer on their children all in one episode. The two Hollywood stars' heated legal and emotional conflict has been intensified by these revelations. Brad Pitt has taken stock of his complicated and contradictory character as he reflects on his continuing path toward self-improvement in light of these accusations. As a renowned actor and a pivotal participant in this troubling judicial drama, Pitt has left the public to deal with contradictory perceptions of himself. Their daughter Shiloh Jolie Pitt has chosen to delete her father's surname from all of her online profiles in the middle of this upheaval. The path to realization for Shiloh. The incredible story of Shiloh Jolie's quest for self-discovery has moved people all across the globe. For all the young kids out there, Shiloh is an inspiration because she has broken down barriers and accepted herself for who she really is. The story starts with a little Shiloh, moved by Peter Pan's daring attitude, wishing she may be called John or Peter. Defying cultural conventions and expectations, this early demonstration of self-awareness set the scene for Shiloh's extraordinary journey. Brad Pitt offered insight on Shiloh's singular identity when he said in a 2008 interview with Oprah Winfrey that she prefers the names John or Peter. In a 2010 interview with Vanity Fair, Angelina Jolie said that Shiloh had been questioning her gender identity and wanting to be a male since she was 3 years old. Jolie said that Shiloh, who identified strongly with her boys, favored boyish clothing and haircuts. The LGBTQ+ community has been moved to action by Shiloh's bravery in coming out as herself. She has broken down barriers and opened doors to greater understanding and acceptance. The significance of valuing variety and accepting one's uniqueness is vividly illustrated by her story. According to what Angelina Jolie has said, the name Shiloh is significant in and of itself. Unfortunately, Jolie and Brad Pitt did not use the name for their first child because of a miscarriage. The name had intense sentimental value for Jolie, who even went so far as to adopt it as a hotel pseudonym. It originated from her father's time spent filming in Georgia. The very mention of the word Shiloh evokes strong feelings of affection, nostalgia, and fortitude. Even though Shiloh is the daughter of prominent people, she has had to overcome obstacles on her own. The need of privacy and family support during challenging times is underscored by the fact that she had an unannounced medical surgery at the beginning of 2020, anniversary of Shiloh's birth. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's relationship took an unexpected turn when they were embroiled in an argument over Shiloh's 17th birthday party. Anxiety arose from what was meant to be a happy event. Instead of having a typical celebration, Jolie took Shiloh away to Jamaica for reasons that are unclear to the public. Pitt felt cut out of an important day in his daughter's life because of this. Aside from Jolie and Shiloh's exclusion, rumors circulated among insiders that the Calabash International Literary Festival was a blast for Shiloh's sisters Zahara and herself. Pitt felt even more marginalized because the image shown was of a joyful family excursion. People close to Pitt say he is still optimistic about the future, even if he is facing this difficult position. He supposedly can't wait for Shiloh to become 18 and is crossing his fingers that their connection will improve this year. Pitt seems eager to close the present deficit, albeit it is unclear whether this will really be the case. In her own unique way, Shiloh Jolie Pitt is paving the way with her vibrant hip-hop routines. She has risen to fame on social media because to her newfound enthusiasm for dancing, which she has also taken up as a personal hobby. Videos showing Shiloh gracefully doing high-energy routines to hit songs like About Damn Time by Lizzo and Shivers by Ed Sheeran have gone viral on fan accounts devoted to her amazing abilities. An underground YouTube channel called Shiloh Jolie Pitt Dance has more than 10,500 followers, which is a proof of how amazing the performances were that were recorded at the famous Millennium Dance Complex in Los Angeles. Without hesitation, Shiloh seizes the spotlight as she bravely performs a variety of dance genres. She moves deftly between the sensual pop of Dua Lipa and Bruno Mars and the seductive rhythms of Rihanna's music videos. Christina Aguilera's signature dance routines are still part of her repertoire. Imitating fads is only one of Shiloh's many dancing styles. She starts to inject her performances with hints of her own unique flair and interpretation. Her emerging inventiveness goes beyond merely reproducing dance as she incorporates unexpected flourishes or subtle modifications. Her performances are enhanced by this subtle innovation, which suggests an untapped artistic wellspring under the surface. Millennium Dance Complex is well known as a training center for budding dancers, and its instructors have certainly been instrumental in helping Shiloh hone her abilities. They have undoubtedly seen Shiloh's natural ability and commitment to dance, as they have assisted in the careers of innumerable famous dancers. Their advice and insight are undoubtedly fueling her development, allowing her to hone her skills and discover her limitless potential. Establishing a bond with her father. Shiloh Jolie Pitt, who is 17 years old and caught in the middle of her parents' custody fight, has made a bold decision. She will move live with her dad, Brad Pitt, before she turns 18. According to those in the know, the adolescent is yearning for some space from her father and some freedom. According to reports, Shiloh wanted to shake things up before becoming an adult and lived in her dad's lavish Los Feliz house. Changing surroundings isn't the only motivation for moving in with Brad. The idea of spending more time with her father is very appealing to Shiloh because of the strong relationship they have always maintained. Despite the continuing difficulties surrounding the custody dispute, sources suggest that she feels happy and secure in his presence. Brad was understandably overjoyed by his daughter's choice. Despite appearances, there may be a catch to this apparently favorable event. Brad and Inez de Ramon have been dating for more than a year, and Shiloh supposedly hasn't met her yet. As Shiloh gets used to living with a new person, she may experience some initial discomfort due to the change in dynamic within the family. Brad feels positive about the scenario despite this potential impediment. Reportedly, Shiloh tried to reconcile Brad with his elder siblings, Pax, Zahara, and Maddox, as a sign of family togetherness. Although these endeavors have not produced immediate outcomes, they serve as evidence of Shiloh's growth and her yearning for a more balanced family dynamic. Despite all the turmoil in the family, she finds solace in her close bonds with her younger siblings, Vivian and Knox. Given their history of problems, which includes accusations of violence, Angelina Jolie understandably finds it difficult to accept Shiloh's choice to live with Pitt. Without a question, there are ominous clouds hanging over the issue. Regardless of how Shiloh's siblings perceive Pitt, she has a unique connection with him that goes beyond the present animosity. An insider said that Jolie isn't happy with Shiloh's decision, but that she understands that she needs to start making her own choices now that she's a teenager. How Shiloh came to be who she is. Shiloh has always had a fondness for masculine apparel. Her parents call her John because of this. She deviates from the usual style choices of females her age by regularly donning polo shirts, jackets, and baggy tracksuits. She should be free to express herself in whichever way she feels comfortable, and Shiloh's parents have made it clear that they approve of her style. Drawing inspiration from the renowned figure Peter Pan, Shiloh voiced her wish to be called John at the age of 3. Many people started talking about gender expression and identity because of this decision. Angelina Jolie said later that the people of Montenegro who wear suits and tracksuits a lot inspired Shiloh's style. Even more subversive of gender conventions was Angelina's choice to let Shiloh chop her hair short. The family has been the target of public and media criticism for Angelina's parenting decisions, despite the fact that she finds Shiloh's sense of style fascinating and loves her individuality. In their conversations with their children, Brad and Angelina have often stressed the need of valuing their uniqueness and giving them space to be themselves. Instead of trying to force their ideals on their children, they have fought to make sure they are strong, caring, and open-minded. Brad Pitt, who has been the subject of much media attention, has taken stock of his paternal responsibilities and realized how crucial it is to encourage his children as they explore who they are. By saying she would never put her own standards on her children, Angelina Jolie has made it clear that she is devoted to letting them be themselves. Tabloids and internet bloggers have accused the family, despite their constant support for Shiloh, claiming that Shiloh is trying to draw attention to herself or is reacting to problems in her parents' relationship. The difficulties Angelina Jolie has encountered as a mother, particularly of her daughter Shiloh, have been openly discussed. Many parents who may be going through the same thing might find encouragement in Jolie's candor about her experiences. The fact that Jolie worries about neglecting Shiloh in comparison to her 3 older children, Maddox, Zahara, and Pax, was voiced in a recent interview. She revealed that there were moments when she was aware of the need of not ignoring Shiloh's needs because she thought the others were more fragile. This frailty is a result of the special dynamics at play in every family, and Jolie's contemplation of the subject shows how seriously she takes her role as a parent. Even though she tried, whispers started spreading that Jolie was trying to get Shiloh to modify her style drastically. There were rumors that Shiloh, who was 13 years old at the time, was considering hormone therapy or maybe gender change surgery. It was clear that protecting their child's privacy and well-being was more important to Jolie and Brad Pitt than responding to the claims, so they remained respectfully silent. Many have praised and criticized Angelina for the way she handles parenting. While some have criticized her for encouraging variety and individuality, others have praised her for letting her kids dress in a more boyish way. As Angelina put it, the most important thing for a girl. It was a quote that summarized her mindset. Even though Angelina might face criticism for potentially confusing her children about gender, she seems unconcerned with their clothing choices. The goal of Angelina's parenting is not to make her girls mimic her mother. She accepts her children for who they are because she knows they are special. She finds strength in diversity. Having a desire to dress similarly to her brothers wasn't strange. It was simply Shiloh being herself. Angelina and Brad were taken aback at first, but they soon came to understand that Shiloh was more than her gender or name. Without concern about the opinions of others, they encourage each of their children to be authentic. Even though Zahara and Vivian were on the red carpet with their parents, Shiloh's outfit stole the show. Still, on occasion, the 2 girls favored a look that was more masculine. Maleficent featured Vivian in the role of young Aurora when she was just 5 years old. To Angelina, Vivian's reaction seemed comical in her memory. The news of her coronation as a princess was shocking to Vivian. She says, "How could you make me a princess?" while wearing overalls instead of gowns. When it comes to her children's freedom of expression, Angelina isn't simply concerned about what they wear. Jolie, in her 2019 Elle cover story, stressed the significance of intellectual growth over materialistic pursuits like clothing. More essential than fitting in with society is, in her opinion, fostering their uniqueness and letting them pursue their passions. We appreciate you tuning in, my friends. If you like this video, you should definitely subscribe and check out more of our content before you go.